The Chapel Hill ISD Board of Trustees has called a tax ratification election, or TRE, for Saturday, August 27, 2016. This video has been prepared by Chapel Hill ISD. It is factual and is intended to inform the voters of Chapel Hill ISD about the upcoming election. It will explain what a TRE is and why the Board of Trustees has called the election. Chapel Hill ISD has proposed a change in the tax rate for the 2016-2017 school year that will require voter approval. It is important to note that this will require a restructuring of the tax rate, but will not increase the tax rate you pay.
School districts are funded through different sources: local tax dollars, state funding, and federal funding. Local taxes are collected and go into two different funds or pockets: maintenance and operations, or M&O, and interest and sinking, or INS. The M&O pocket pays for the everyday operations of the district, including salaries, books, and building maintenance, while the INS pocket is similar to a mortgage and can only be used to pay the debt on school bonds.
The state of Texas funds school districts based on a series of formulas that take into account our local tax rate. Specifically, the higher the local M&O tax rate, the more funding we receive from the state of Texas. Therefore, each additional dollar generated by the local tax rate on the M&O side yields more funding from the state of Texas than a dollar generated on the INS side. Our current tax rate is 1.04 on the M&O side and 0.1059 on the INS side, for a total tax rate of 1.1459 for every $100 your property is appraised.
Because the school district is requesting to raise its M&O tax rate over 1.04, the state of Texas requires voter approval. To avoid an increase in the overall tax rate, Chapel Hill ISD has opted to only increase the M&O tax rate to 1.1459, a difference of 0.1059. In fact, for every $100 we collect with these 10.59 additional M&O pennies, we gain $87 of additional state aid. So we are able to generate $187, and it only costs us $100 in local taxes. If we don't shift the pennies, we leave the additional state dollars on the table in Austin, Texas, and choose not to bring them to Chapel Hill ISD.
The Chapel Hill ISD Board of Trustees has called a tax ratification election, or TRE, to ask the community to consider a change on how we collect taxes in our M&O and INS funds to maximize our state funding. The proposed change would bring the district an estimated additional $350,000 annually under the current finance system without increasing the tax rate. How is this possible?
The Board of Trustees has set the total tax rate at 1.2518. You will see this amount on the ballot. If a majority votes for the 1.2518 tax rate adopted by the board, our board has already approved reducing the INS tax rate from 0.1059 to 0.0, returning our overall tax rate to 1.1459. Again, even though the 1.2518 tax rate appears on the ballot, if votes approve the TRE, the board has already taken action that the INS rate would drop to 0, and the overall tax rate would remain unchanged at 1.1459.
So basically, voting for the TRE shifts the 10.59 pennies from the INS pocket to the M&O pocket. The reason for moving the pennies from one pocket to the other is the state of Texas will give Chapel Hill ISD more state funding for the M&O pennies than for the INS or debt pennies. This shift in tax pennies will not cost the taxpayer any additional dollars. It will generate an estimated $350,000 in additional revenue annually. If we do not change the pocket to which these 10.59 pennies go to, the district will not receive this additional funding. Based upon this plan, in the upcoming school year, there will be no increase in the Chapel Hill ISD tax rate whether the tax ratification election passes or fails.
On the ballot, voters will see a total tax rate of 1.2518, comprised of an M&O rate of 1.1459 and an INS rate of 0.1059. If the TRE passes, the M&O tax rate will increase to 1.1459 and the INS tax rate will decrease to 0, which keeps the tax rate at 1.1459, and the school district will receive an estimated additional $350,000 annually. If the TRE does not pass, the M&O tax rate will be rolled back to 1.04 and the INS tax rate will remain at 0.1059. with the same total tax rate of 1.1459, but the school district will receive no additional funding. Whether the TRE passes or not, the total tax rate will not change. It will remain at 1.1459.
For Chapel Hill, TRE means T, teachers, R, revenue, and E, essentials. This funding will be used to bring pay for our teachers closer to the area's average to retain and recruit the best and the brightest. It will also replace reduced state revenue that would have otherwise led to budget cuts. Lastly, it will provide maintenance and replacement on essentials like buses, heating and air conditioning, and roofs throughout our district.
The district and board of trustees have called the tax ratification election, but the voters are the ones who decide the outcome of the election. Early voting begins Wednesday, August 10th, and continues until Tuesday, August 23rd. Election Day is on Saturday, August 27th, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Voting locations can be found on the district website as well as administrative and campus offices. All eligible registered voters are encouraged to become informed and exercise their right to vote in this important election.